from his studios in New York, it's time for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life. Here's your host, Dan Tortora.
Welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com. You will find the archive anytime by simply clicking on the show archive on wakeupcalldt.com. You can also, right under the MixLR live feed, you can click on the RSS feed, the Wake Up Call DT app powered by Podbean, and the Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora iTunes podcast. By clicking on any of those, you'll get over 800 shows, including this one, which is a early National Signing Day special that I am proud to have here on the broadcast. Signing Day is typically that first full week of February, that Wednesday. Well, now the NCAA has added this initial signing day, which is December 20th of this year. And so Syracuse had the opportunity to sign their players on early, whether or not they're enrolling early. And I'm proud to have on this broadcast Cam Jonas, safety out of Dwyer High School in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Cam, how you doing this morning?
I'm good.
And now, Cam, when you look at, coming into Syracuse, you and I have had an opportunity to, speak in the past. I've had you here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and we've discussed, your road through the recruiting trail and your road to Syracuse. What can you say you took away from being recruited? What did you learn about the recruiting process?
It was a lot of fun. A lot of teams recruiting me from all over.
So when you have that fun and a lot of different teams recruiting you from all over, what did you take away from it? Was it what you expected it to be? Was it different? What can you say about the process?
Yeah, it was just how I was expected. I've seen players in the past go through the same thing. I always wanted that feeling, and I finally got the opportunity, and I enjoyed it a lot.
What was the feeling like for you? What type of feelings did you take away from recruiting?
It was exciting just to have all the attention from the coaches and the schools that were interested in it.
And when you had all the attention from the schools, Cam, you chose Syracuse. You verbally committed to Syracuse on August 21st of 2017, and you stayed committed to Syracuse throughout the process for August, September, October, November, December. 5 months later, you're signing your name on the dotted line, almost 5 months to the day that you verbally committed. What kept you committed to Syracuse?
Well, when I took my visit, I thought that was the right place for me because of the family feeling. It felt like home.
And when you speak on the family feeling, what made it feel like home to you?
All the coaches and players that I met up there, they were really welcoming. It felt like I was a part of the family already before I signed.
And what did the coaches do to make you feel like part of the family? What was it about their personalities or the way that they treated you that made you feel like you were already a part of the team?
Yeah, it was mostly their personalities. Like all the coaches, they were pretty nice. Yeah, and they told me I was number one on the board. So, that pretty much told me right there.
And when you have that, when they tell you that you were number one on the board, what did that mean to you? I mean, did they tell you were number one overall, or just number one at the safety position? How did they describe it to you?
Yeah, number one in the safety position.
And to have Syracuse, tell you, listen, you're first on our board, you're who we want. Did you feel like that was real? Syracuse is about being forthright, not about lying, not about fabricating anything. Did you feel like you could trust them when they said that from the beginning?
Yeah, I felt like I could trust them.
And how was that trust built? What made you believe that they were telling you the truth?
Just the head coach. He looked me in my eyes and he said that I was what they were looking for, and I was number one on the board. And I felt the truth right then and there in his office.
And when you were sitting in the office with Dino Babers, bring me into that moment and what it was like for you. What can you say about Dino's personality and how he's treated you through the process?
Well, when I walked into the first time,
when you heard about Dino being ex-military, what made you nervous about that? Did you feel like you were kind of coming into maybe a room where a guy would have, a very strict mentality, drill sergeant mentality? What was your initial impression when, you found out that Dino is from a military background?
I thought he was going to be, like, really strict, like, straightforward. But it wasn't really, like, straightforward. It was kind of fun, but serious at the same time.
Did he change, I mean, the way that you thought of him initially, when you heard about that mentality that he was going to, that he was of a military background and you thought that he would be of a strict mentality, did that change once you sat down with him? Did you feel kind of a different personality from him?
I felt more comfortable after he started, like, he made it comfortable for me when he started talking, when we had a conversation. It wasn't like a strict conversation. It was kind of relaxed.
And what do you remember about the conversation? What did he talk to you about?
He just talked about the school, the history, and talked about his history, how he was ex-military. Told me how it was a great place, how it would be a great place for me to play, and things like that.
How quickly, after sitting down with Dino Babers, did you feel like you knew that this was the right school for you?
Right after that conversation.
And did anything ever change for you from August until right now with signing your name on the dotted line? Was there ever a moment where you thought, maybe I should open my recruitment, maybe I should look elsewhere? Was there ever a moment for you that you thought about not going to Syracuse?
No, not at all.
And what did that for you? What makes Syracuse so special? I know you've spoken on a few different things here, Cam, in our discussion, but what about Syracuse made it such a decision for you that once you said, I'm going to Syracuse, there was no other thought? You just wanted to go to Syracuse. What makes Syracuse so special to you?
Just the family feeling, like the players there. They were so welcoming. They didn't think that I was coming in to, like, take their job. Like, they were just straight up, straightforward, humble, friendly. They took me out. I hung out with them the 2 days I was up there.
And who were the guys that you got to spend some time with? Who were the guys on the team that you got to get to know a little bit?
Chris Fredericks, Rodney Williams. Who else? I forgot the other two names I was with.
What can you say about Chris Frederick and Rodney Williams? Chris Frederick obviously has had playing time at the safety position and at the corner position. Rodney has been at the safety position. What did you like about hanging out with those guys? What did you take away from them?
I mean, they told me a lot about how it's going to be if I come up there. They gave me a lot of information. It was just fun to be around the whole time I was up there.
Did you feel like from them, like you said, people didn't treat you like you were coming up there to take their job and whatnot? What did they talk to you about when it came to the secondary and being a safety on the team? Did they welcome you from that first moment that they spoke to you? How was kind of the atmosphere around those guys?
They were welcoming and very respectful for the first time when I met them. They felt like brothers as soon as I met with them.
And do you carry that through? I mean, have you kept in touch with them ever since?
Yes.
And what's that like? What can you say about your relationship with those guys now? I mean, is it just kind of texting back and forth? Is it like a group chat? I mean, how do you keep in touch with the guys?
Like texting back and forth. It's gotten stronger ever since I've been up there. Like the relationship.
And how and what type of things do you guys talk about? Are you talking football? Are you discussing the season? Or are you talking about movies and other stuff? I mean, what's the relationship like, and what kind of do you talk about when you get in touch with them?
I mean, we were talking about my season and how it was going. Unfortunately, I couldn't play, but we were talking about how fun it was when I was up there for the first time, and how they really enjoyed me, and how they couldn't wait for me to come back up there.
Speaking here with Cam Jonas, free safety and a strong safety, can play either or from Dwyer, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, where Dwyer High School is located. Cam, to take a look at the position that you have coming into Syracuse, you are a safety, and coming in as a safety, Antoine Cordy has been a huge piece of the team. He's been a leader on the defense. He's been a leader in the secondary. He's gone down with injury the last few seasons here, and depth has been an issue. Rodney's filled in at times. Christopher Frederick has filled in. There's been different guys that have been rotating in and out at the safety position. What can you say about coming onto this team, and do you feel like you have that opportunity to play right away?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I have the opportunity to play right away.
And to see that, that the safety position is in need of help, and that depth has been something that Syracuse has been searching for a while. How excited are you to be new blood on the team and new blood at the safety position?
I'm very excited to get up there and get started.
And you're going through injury. You're about 4 months into it here with the early signing day period on December 20th. Going through that tearing of your ACL, I mean, obviously it takes your season away from you, and it's something that you can't get back. How difficult was that for you to have to say goodbye to your senior season before you even really got to say hello to it?
It was emotional, but after a couple of days, I got over it. I was just like, it's time to get ready for college, Can't sit there and dwell on what I couldn't do because of this. I wasn't going to let that hold me back either.
What did it teach you? What did the adversity of tearing your ACL, what did it teach you about appreciating the game and respecting the game? What did it teach you about your future in the game?
It could be over in a second. That's pretty much what it taught me. I never believed it when people started telling me that.
And to go through that, Cam, going through this process of rehabbing your body, what can you say about your body and getting healthy and getting back to it? You're early and you're enrolling early at Syracuse, but you won't be able to go through spring practice as far as out there practicing. Just what you can say about, how the rehab is going. How does your body feel? How does your leg feel? How's the knee feel moving forward?
It feels normal. I'm just getting stronger every day. Every day I go to therapy.
What keeps you focused? Because mental toughness, Cam, is a huge part of the game. In my opinion, it could be the biggest part of the game. So just what you could say about your mental toughness.
Just a game of football. That's what keeps me going.
And being mentally tough, just what you could say about that. Were you always mentally tough, or did this injury make you mentally tough?
I mean, I've been mentally tough. It was just a minor setback. Nothing changed.
So to know that game will be coming back to you, before I let you go, Cam, Syracuse dedicated a scholarship to you. You verbally committed to Syracuse. You went down with an injury. They stayed committed to you. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, there's nothing else to say. It just means a lot.
And knowing that they have that trust and that faith in you, did that help you to push in physical therapy? Did that give you some extra momentum, some extra energy, knowing that scholarship was not going to go away?
Yeah, it made me stronger mentally and physically. Made me want to push harder and get ready for the next level. And
you're coming from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, from Dwyer. There's other guys that are going to be joining you from the state of Florida. Andre Cisco from IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. Teammate of his, Juan Wallace Jr., will be coming from Florida as well, same school. Akeem Dixon from Vero Beach, Florida. Lakeland, Florida with Jaquarius Smith. So there's going to be a bunch of guys from the state of Florida that will be joining you on this team. How excited are you about that and about representing Florida, not just yourself, but being able to rep Florida with the incoming class for 2018?
I feel very excited to be able to come in with people from the same state, and I know the type of talent they can bring to the team.
Coming in with another safety like Andre Cisco, what are you excited about with that? And do you know Andre? Have you spoken to him at all?
I don't really know much about him, but on my official visit, I got a chance to
And what did you take away from Dre? What are you guys excited about? Because you're both coming in at the safety position. So what did you talk about? And do you feel like there's a mutual, excitement between the two of you to get out there?
Yeah, I think we both excited to be on the field together. We're just ready to play the game.
That coming from Cam Jonas. Cam, to wrap things up here, if I had to describe you in a mission statement, not just as a football player, not just as a safety, but overall, if I said Cam Jonas is blank, what would that be?
Dedicated to the game.
And being dedicated to this game, early enrollee in Syracuse, you'll be coming in January as opposed to June. Even though you can't play in spring ball, why did you want to enroll early? Why did you want to get to campus early, even though you can't get out there for the spring?
I wanted to get a head start on my season.
Get a crack at that playbook before other people get a chance to?
Yeah, I want to get a head start on the playbook and get warmed up to the campus.
Sounds good. And finally for you, Cam, just what you could say to Syracuse fans out there. They're coming off of 2 seasons with Dino Babers where they went 2-6 in the ACC, 4-8 overall in both, but there's a win over top 25 Virginia Tech, and there's a win over reigning national champion Clemson, which was Clemson's only loss of the 2017 season. What do you want to say to Syracuse fans, and what are you excited about?
There's going to be a change. I'm excited for the season that's upcoming. I'm just ready to play.
That coming from Cam Jonas out of Dwyer. Cam, appreciate your time, and obviously keep rehabbing and do well. I know you've been celebrating, but congratulations on signing your name on the dotted line, and I look forward to you getting healthy and getting yourself out there.
Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good day.